Hey Art Fam, it's Luis Martin, the art engineer. Did you see that? That was pure magic. Welcome to the studio. Welcome to the safe space. We're here again. It's raining outside. I thought it was through, but it's okay. We're gonna roll with it. Hey, join the art fam. Go to collagedream.com now and become a member. Become a member. We have some really exciting stuff up our sleeves, proverbial sleeves. How are you? I hope where you are, it's a little bit nicer. Although the rain is nice, right? I don't know. Anyway, I got my coffee. Go get yours. And I have the April Collage Kit that we're going to work out of. I haven't forgotten about our big project. As a matter of fact, we're going to funnel that into our unboxing today. And I'll tell you a little bit more about this in a second. Is there anything else I want to say? That's it. Become a member and an angel gets his wings. All right, check this out. So this is the April 24 Collage Kit. It's really special. If you are a member, if you subscribe, there is a note right on top. I put it so you can't miss it. Please read it. We're doing something very special, top secret project, and you are invited. So don't miss out, please. And it's time sensitive, so let's do this. Before I open it, let me just cheer with you. Cheers. Can you hear it? I mean, I live in the 38th floor, so the wind is constantly blowing. I feel like I'm in a ship. The water in the toilet bowl kind of sways. Um, but I don't feel it, so it's fine. But fun. Fun facts. Okay, so here we go. So this is the kit. As you know, every month I get to create this wonderful love letter for my community. And yes, you can pick up, scraps and pieces anywhere you go. You should have your own, as a matter of fact. But this is kind of like an arbitrary treasure box, right? So part of my gift is to curate, to find beauty and collect it and bring it together, and give it to you, and you get something very specific. Magically, I want to say. So this is the one I picked up at random, and let's unbox and see what's inside. And you'll notice there's a little special something in this one. Not only did I send you a note, but yes, Frida needs to live, so I sent a little button, a pin from Sticker Mule that I made. Yeah, they're the best. They really are. And it's Frida. It says Art Fam, and it's Collage Dream, and it's pink. And you'll recognize the background is actually from last month's collective image. So wear that with pride. I'm really excited about it. What is our collective image this month? We're going to find out. So as always, inside the kit, you get your prompt in the back. And this month's prompt is inspired by our collective image. Yes, it's a huge fish. We had our meeting. I asked, I was like, what kind of fish is this? I'm not a fish person. I'm from the city. I only can identify 3 types of rats. No, I'm kidding. So is it a trout? Is it a bass? Those are the only 2. Is it sashimi? I don't know. Anyway, so these are the collective images thus far this year, right? We had the little baby, the dancing chihuahuas, although they're cholo dogs, the eye, and now the fish. Check him out, though. Okay, you get your strips, the best. Isn't he the best? Oh, he's so cool. So actually, he's a big board that I bought at a print shop, and I was just walking around in the city taking pictures. So we'll get back to him. I'm going to use him today, and I'll tell you a little bit what I want to do, what I have in mind, in a second. So I'm going to put him on a pile. Always start a pile. 1 I'll use later. 1 I'll use now. So I'm going to use now. Look at this. Letters. Oh, this is beautiful. I don't think it'll serve my purpose now, but definitely using these. We have some manga. I love manga. I don't read manga, but I just love the idea of it, browsing through them, because it's such an interesting way of telling stories, right? Because I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm a storyteller. It's not gossip, it's storytelling. And this is just another really beautiful format of doing that. Look how they're talking. I don't know what this says, but look how they're emphasizing the lips as if it's about to say something or it's not saying something, right? We have some beautiful script. It's upside down. We have panoramas of Earth. I think think I'm gonna use this. And then this was really cool. I found a book on stitching. So if you just want to arbitrarily start stitching, this would be cool to do with collage, right? Or you can collage the actual thing. I think I want this. Okay, so you get 2 of these. That's kind of big. Okay, maybe I'll use both. So you get some Mondrian. Oh, I love him. Max Beckman. Oh, I love... When I was in school, I used to love his style of painting, and I kind of mimicked a little bit. But for some reason, and this is the same thing with manga and Disney, I love cartoons, but I don't feel it has a place in my world. Like, my world is a little darker for cartoons. Dark cartoons have a place. I don't know, it's weird. But, so, anyway. He's very, like, animated. Max Beckman. This is also Berlin during that time of, like, kind of like our time now. Very, very, like, free-flowing. And then working. Study history, my friends. Okay, so we got Amazon Baby. Isn't she beautiful? Oh, she looks like my Luna. Okay, she looks like my niece. This is beautiful. More, this is in manga. This is a comic book. It's American, and it's just so beautiful. This one's a little, like, raw. And I really love the color tone, right? It's kind of a lot of browns, and it's cool. So I hope you like that. Food. Okay, for the longest time, I did not like sending people food because for me, food was very triggering. I've kind of got my act together where I'm okay with food now. So I hope you're okay with food too. Let me know what you think. This is just, I mean, listen, I'm known to have dessert before dinner sometimes. So this is cool. A butterfly. It's spring, right? Oh, this looks like a moth, but it's a butterfly, I promise. I think. Okay, so we have more script because someone said they liked script. So hey, here you go. Some Japanese, more outer space stuff. God, isn't that beautiful? I hope you're watching this. If you're seeing it the day it comes out, is on Thursday. I hope you're preparing for the lunar eclipse, which happens on April 8th. It's nothing too witchy, but you know, it's a good time. I mean, if you think about it, the sun will be blocked, right? So what does that tell you? Like, we're going to be in the shadow. Time to kind of rearrange stuff, right? Be ready. This is cool. Oh, gems. Always gems, right? I love my gems. Okay, this has to be my favorite thing in the kit this time around. Do you see that? I got a pimple, you guys. I got a pimple. I'm 120 and I still get pimples. But it's okay. They go away. Don't freak out. Okay. Pineapples. No, that's not what I'm excited about. Flowers. Wait. I got the Shiesty one. Well, if you can't tell, this is actually from the Golden Girls coloring book. So I think I'll use this. And some beautiful poetry on pink. Oh, so good. And you always get a substrate, so you don't need to go buy a notebook. You can do your prompt on this piece of cardboard. And I'll tell you, this month, because our collective image is a fish, the prompt was to imagine or to proclaim what waters you thrive in, right? Like, if you can imagine, well, do I live better in a lake, in the ocean where it's vast and free? Do I want to be safe and put in a little tank? Because that's real, right? We don't all need to live in the ocean. We don't all need to be free flowing. Sometimes a safe space is just what we need. So I'm gonna play with this. So that's the prompt. I just gave it to you for free. So go and play with that idea and go become a member. Okay, so going back to our project, right? This is installment number 3, part number 3. I'm going to work on a different element of my project where I'm making Elvis into kind of a saint that I saw on the street that inspired me, and I thought, well, might as well make a face that I know and love, so I'll use my husband. An element that I want to add were these little tiles, right? So at this point, I want to create a tile. I'm going to create a repeating element using the Collage Kit. And the way I'm going to do this, I think, because I mean, everything is fluid, I'm going to create a tile and then Xerox copy it and then use that. How about that, right? I always love the idea of, right, we live in an age where we can do anything, right? I mean, I can literally type this idea and get AI generated, but this is funner. I want to use my hands. So let's get to it. So the way I imagined it was there is a type of tile famous in Portugal, and I know it from its Mexican ancestor, which it traveled from Portugal out into the New World, and I know it as talaveras. So it's a tile that has like a blue tinge to it. So I'm gonna follow that. Let me get a piece of paper. Piece of paper. Okay, attends. Piece of paper. Okay, so it's gonna be a square, right? So let's see how I start this. I think I need to use this. This is just beautiful. Okay, how the hell are you, kid? I hope you're doing well. So I've been on a reading bent. Like I've been reading like crazy. I've never read this much, honestly. And I think I figured out. I just cut myself. I think I figured out the key to reading, and I love to read. I've been reading things that I'm interested in. Who thought? Who knew? So because I'm an artist and I'm dyslexic, I've always had to work to like, okay, I need to not just, stay here. I need to figure it out. So I read a lot of business books, and they're not fun to read. I mean, they're great. I love them and I read them because I need the information. I want the information, and they've really helped. But it's a process, right? It's a process. And I started reading books on queer people, their experiences, and I'm just like, oh my God, it's feeding my soul so much, right? Right now, I'm reading this book, City of Night. I'm almost through with it, and it's one of the first books that became a bestseller in the New York Times, written about the queer experience. It's actually about hustlers, but it's not seedy. It's not too raunchy, really. It's very tame. I read about it in the other book I first read called The Secret Historian, and they mention it, and I had to buy it, so I got it. And then I found out that it was written by a Mexican American. I was like, what? Not that you could tell by his name, John Reiki, but it's beautiful, and it's all about loneliness. And I think that's why I love it so much. It's written very poetically, and as an artist, as a I was going to say as a hustler myself, no, as a as a person that knows loneliness, it's very reassuring to read about experiences that, for some way or the other, felt like only I had experienced. So it's nice to see that this is actually part and parcel of being human. Okay, so I'm not going to go over every single little line. You can if you want. I actually recommend you do if you want to create something, or if you just want to zen out. It's a perfect way to meditate, right? But for time's sake, I am just going to emphasize a few. And the great things about coloring books is that the lines are so beautifully delineated. They're all thick, and you can follow them really easily, right? I have not started to paint yet. I have my canvas next to me, and I really can't wait. But for me, it really feels like I'm messy. So I need to make sure that I'm not gonna go. At some point, I end up eating my paint. It gets in my coffee. You know what I'm talking about. So I have to figure that out. But it's a common. Maybe it's gonna be a summer project. I don't know. It's just staring at me. It's right there. It's like, touch me, turn me into something beautiful. I will. Okay, here we go. So this is a good start, right? Because there's enough whatever. So like I said, because I know I'm gonna make a photocopy of this, it doesn't have to be too perfect. Okay, here we go. Let me get this little, I love this blue. What is it? Cerulean blue? don't be afraid to use all the tools at your disposal, right? I think people are sometimes we get caught up on like, oh, it's cheating or whatever. So like if you want to make a mural and you can't freehand a huge wall, use a projector. Like, it doesn't matter. But what matters is the message. What are you trying to say with this? What are you conveying, right? Because that's what needs to come through. I like this. I like this. I like grids. I'm the least mathematic person you'll meet, so I like playing that up. Because, last night I watched the first episode of Palm Royale, some silly show with Ricky Martin and Kristen Wiig. I'm annoyed that he plays a butler or whatever. The only brown person in the movie and he's a butler. Or the Cuban tennis player who's a gigolo. Anyway, it's so ridiculous. I love it. These women who are of a certain age are playing, I don't know what's happening, but it's all so fake and fun and bubbly and, I don't know, kitschy almost. Okay, cool. So I'm doing this and I want you to imagine, so I'm gonna make this small and repeat it to make the border, right? So I don't want to make it too busy, but it needs to have enough information where when it's repeated, it'll look nice, yeah? Okay, yes, this feels nice. And I said I wanted to use the fish. He's so cool. As a matter of fact, Elvis is a Pisces, so see, this is when it becomes beautiful, right? Like when you find connections to your personal story about what you're making. This is going to be really fun. Okay, so I'm just going to let the cat out of the bag because I'm just too excited and I can't keep a secret when it comes to my community. Actually, I can keep a secret, but we're making a yearbook. We're going to make a yearbook. I'm so excited. I mean, so take note of the date. It's April, right? April, the first week of April. I want to have it up by June, but I'm never in a rush and I want it to be perfect. So if it takes a whole year, it'll take a whole year. I really want to get it by June because I think that's when the yearbooks used to be handed out, right? Like at the end of the school year, which was in the summer, right before summer school. So I'm hoping that's when it'll happen. But I'm also thinking of traveling in June, so I've got to plan that out. I had, as I've told you many times before, I didn't have a very fun childhood. But one thing that I did do, I learned very quickly about. I learned very quickly how society worked, right? So I told the story to my members about talking about the yearbook and high school experiences. So I was homecoming prince. Yes. Oh, isn't he perfect? So I'm going to play with this. What had happened was I went to an elementary school and I was very fat and effeminate and fancy, and the kids gave me hell for it. And when I went to middle school, I went to a different middle school with a totally different population in a totally different neighborhood. And in middle school, I lost a lot of weight. I discovered coffee. I started smoking. Started smoking when I was 9, but whatever. And I was different. I was a different person, right? I read Albert Camus. And then when I went to high school, I went back to that same neighborhood high school, which is where my father and my aunt had gone to high school. So I really wanted to go there. And I looked different and they didn't recognize me. And they wanted to be my friend. And I was like, what? And at that moment, I said, you know what? I'm not Luis anymore. I'm Martine. And I became a different person. And I kept people at a distance. And I was like, these assholes, right? They just want to be my friends because I I look different, because I'm thin, because whatever. So I said, you know what, I'm going to put this to the test. I bet if I paired up with the most popular, or one of the most popular girls, and ran for Homecoming Prince, I'd win. And I ran, and I won. And I thought, what a world, right? What a fucking world. So ever since then, that was such a lesson about how to, about things and how stupid people are, right? How stupid people can be, not are, but can be, and how you can have fun with it. I wasn't upset about it. I was actually I found it quite funny. And it opened my eyes. So anyway, which I also think it's funny because I didn't grow up with my family, right? But I have a sister, I have a brother who became prom queen, and I think he was prom king. And then I'm thinking about how my experience and how I relayed that story to them, or maybe I didn't relay it to them at all, and they just realized that I had done that, and how maybe they found a different meaning in it, right? Like I hope they didn't think I did it from popularity, right? And this is a scary part, you guys. If we don't share our story, people will just make assumptions, right? Can you imagine? My brother and my sister thought that I won because I was popular, or because I cared about this, right? That's what we have to tell these people, our story, right? No, I was sticking a finger to the collective, to the popular kids, to the system. So share your stories, please. At any rate, so I want to have fun with this. I want to have fun because now, we're the cool kids, you guys. And I only say that because I mean it. And I don't mean it in like, oh, let's be cool and be exclusive. Quite the opposite. So I read this book called, surprise, I read a book, Pedagogy of the Oppressed. And in it was a very academic book. It actually really annoyed me because it's about oppression, yet it speaks in a way that only the oppressor speaks, whatever. In it said, we think that the opposite, or we think when we overcome oppression is by becoming oppressors ourselves, right? So if I want to overcome being oppressed and poor, then the only way is to become rich and oppress others, when in fact it isn't, right? There is another way. So with this yearbook, I don't need to exclude people, right? I don't want to vote. I don't want to. As a matter of fact, I've already given someone the opportunity. Okay, so what do you want to be? Do you want to be prom queen? I think this is your call. I want to have fun, and because high school was a traumatic experience for everyone. So let's not do that now. Let's do something different. Let's have fun, and you can do this. You don't have to find a group. Just do it yourself. Change your narrative. Okay, look how awesome is this? Okay, so I'm going to start making this. So what I had in mind, and we'll see, because next time we meet, I will have gone to Kinko's because my Staples closed, you guys. So I live in New York and everything is shutting down. I mean, the one thing is here, it'll be gone tomorrow, right? So I went to Staples and there was a sign that said that they were closing. I don't know what's going to happen to Big Willie. Big Willie? He was the guy that works there. He's really cool. At any rate, so now I have to go to Kinko's across the street, which is just convenient, but I don't like them there. They're not sweet. The people at my Staples were so nice to me. And it was like we were community, you guys. At any rate, so I'm going to go to Kinko's and I'm going to make tiles out of this and see what happens. So come back. Okay, look at this. So what I'm thinking is, because I'm referencing the talaveras or the tiles, I'm going to manipulate this and give it a blue tinge, which I can do on my computer. I can do it at the copy place. So now I'm just going to play a little bit. So isn't that fun? Isn't this fun? And again, I urge you, everything you do, even if you don't tell anybody, make it personal. make it soul work, right? Like, tell us your story. Tell us a little bit about who you are, because listen, it's over in a second, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how silly we were, or how, all that matters is that you know that you were good and you did your best. Listen to me. Listen to me being old and wise. At any rate, okay, I hope I wasn't hogging this. Like, I was. Okay, I'm really liking this. So I'm playing with the symmetry here, making it work. Did I do this already? No. Okay, hold on. Cool. Okay, so I don't have to make it too ornate, because again, it's going to be repeated. But I think I will use this grid again. Ooh, yes, this. Okay. So play with this idea of taking of breaking your collages, your projects, and turning them into multiple sessions, because when you can think about it, it just takes a different form, right? Like with this painting that I'm gonna do, it's simmering. It's like, I'm not doing it, but I'm thinking about it a lot, and it's telling me what it wants to be. Does that sound crazy? Doop, 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 doop. So I can have fun with this. I can have fun with everything. So the book that I'm reading, City of Night, it takes place in New York, LA, and I think it's going to take place in El Paso. It's cool because, again, I'm being from LA. It talks about Pershing Square, which is a park in downtown that I passed by many, many times. I had no idea it had a queer history. I had no idea the people that walked through that park. It was just, it's beautiful. And then I feel connected to the world. I don't feel like I'm alien, right? So this works. Okay, why does this work? Let me tell you. Inadvertently, I did it without thinking about it, really. When I repeat this, these are going to connect, right? So this is going to form a star, right? So let's follow that. How fun. How absolutely fun. Doop, 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 doop. The doop, doop, doops are here. Okay. I don't think I need these little edges on the side, so I'm going to take them out. Scissors, scissors. I had been organized for a minute, and now I'm not. What can I say? That lasted a week. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. You guys, do we do it? Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I do want to do this. I do want to do a little bit more geometry. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it very subtly, because I don't think, again, I don't want it to be too busy. I don't want it to be too busy. So I'm just going to cut this in the middle and put it here. And I don't know if the camera catches it, but it's kind of off-white on white. And I think it'll make noise. It'll activate. I love that word. It'll activate the space, right? White on white, or I can't speak. Analogous colors will activate a space without making it too busy, right? You see? Yeah. Parfait. Okay. And I love this little fish. So, in what waters would you best thrive? I think for me, I like my little fish tank with a lot of freedom. How about them apples? I'll take a fish tank with a little water helmet so I can leave the fish tank and explore a little bit. Is that asking for too much? I don't think so. I don't think so. So send me an email if you do this prompt. And if you're not a member, why aren't you a member yet? I'm always surprised. I'm always surprised. There's a community out here waiting for you. Okay, you guys, I think I'm done. I just want to plop this down. Voila. Okay, so this is it. Why does it work? Because this is going to be part of a bigger thing. And I think it looks fine by itself, right? So remember, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a grid, or I'm going to make a tile around Elvis's face, the saint's face, right? So I'm going to go to Kinko's, I'm going to make it smaller, and then maybe I'll even turn it like a different color. I can do that on Canva. Use Canva, it's beautiful. And we'll see. All right, well, this is it. This is part 3 of our collage huge challenge, and this is all from the kit in the April Collage Dream Kit. Get your hands on this. It's at collagedream.com, or send me a message, DM me. You're always invited into this beautiful Collage Dream adventure. All right, I am Luis Martin, the art engineer, and I will see you here, there, and everywhere you take your phone.